This church leader tool is called Leaders Listen because listening is one of the fundamental skills that makes for good leadership. So I'm just going to list some basic qualities. Of course, all of us don't naturally come by them. We have to work at them. But keeping them uppermost in our minds when we're in conversation with somebody else will help us to be a better listener. So first, be fully present. That's difficult sometimes depending on the environment, but as much as possible, fully focus yourself and be present to the person that you are with. And then second, listen actively, both verbally and non-verbally. One of the basic skills of good listening is active listening, where you give feedback so the other person knows that you're listening. Verbally, that could be things like, or saying yes. And then non-verbally, you give the person good eye contact, you can nod your head, you can lean forward so that they know you are listening. Then third, note their non-verbal communication. Experts disagree on the percentage of communication which is non-verbal, but it is very clear that we non-verbally communicate by our eye contact, by our posture, by the tone of our voice, so be listening to that as well as by what the person actually says. And then fourth, respect their perspective. You may not have the same perspective, but bring in an attitude of trying to understand where they are coming from. It flows into number 5, be open and learning. Bring an attitude of trying to understand and gather where somebody else is and to learn from them. You want to come away a better person having learned something from them. And then when you reply, do so to deepen that understanding. Reply to draw out from them so that you come away, again, with that deep understanding. You want to try not to fix or advise, at least at the beginning of the conversation. Seek first just to understand where the other person is at. And then number 7, don't interrupt, or when you do have feedback, try not to derail them from what it is that they are sharing. Then number 8, seek to have that learning and empathy and to reflect it. So as you're learning from them, as you're getting a feeling of where they're at, in what you say back to them, reflect that back to them to make sure that you are getting the learning and the feeling that they are trying to communicate. And then number 9, always respect their confidentiality of what they are sharing. And then last, especially from a faith perspective, look for God's Spirit. Look for how God is speaking to you from the other person. Look for how God is present in your listening to them. Well, again, I hope this has been helpful as you think about how leaders listen. As always, if this has been helpful to you, please share it with someone else so that they become a better listener as well. Take care and God bless.